Alex, imagine waking up on a Wednesday morning, it's raining outside, but you're heading to work, driving through your neighborhood, and out of nowhere, a tree slams onto the hood of your car. Well, that's what happened to one driver this morning, but it was just the beginning of what turned out to be a very bad day. As those high waters spilled over the banks of the Chattahoochee River, when folks got to this intersection right there, Roswell and Azalea Drive, they had a decision to make: take a detour or take a chance.
Don't ever assume that your vehicle can pass a flooded roadway.
A lesson at least 4 drivers learned the hard way. Early this morning, a swift floodwater spilled over the banks of the Chattahoochee River. Roswell Fire Department's Chad Miller says it appears those drivers ignored signs to turn around.
After those barricades were set up, we did have some vehicles that were traveling around the barricades, and there are 4 vehicles now that have stalled out.
This chart right here shows you just how quickly the Chattahoochee's water levels rose, surging more than 2 feet in less than 12 hours. By morning, water levels had surpassed the 9-foot flood stage threshold. With nowhere to go, the water swept onto nearby Azalea Drive before the sun rose, making a scary situation downright dangerous.
Flooded roadways are very unpredictable, and it's very hard to tell, especially during the nighttime hours or when the sun is starting to set or starting to rise, to be able to determine how deep the water actually is.
You just saw data from the gauge you're looking at right there in our piece, and we'll be watching those numbers of the water's levels over the next 24 to 48 hours as another 1 to 3 inches of rainfall comes here to the Atlanta metro area. Remember, a little bit of water goes a long way. Here's our Fox 5 Storm Chaser. We're proud of it, and yes, it can go into pretty much any type of weather conditions, but keep in mind that it only takes 18 inches of rising water to even take down a big high-profile vehicle like this. Only 6 inches for a person standing up like you or me. Alice, for just a moment, let your mind run back to the childhood hometown that you grew up in. There are certain places downtown that are iconic that you remember, the first shops you went to, the first restaurants you ate at. Well, that's the case for many people who live here in Valdosta. Take a look. This is North Ashley Street, and we pulled up this map on Google to show you what it looked like just 2 hours ago. You have a taco shop right there, a tuxedo rental shop, and another place called Looking Good. Unfortunately, I am here to say and show you that this is not good. This is what Idalia has left behind. Rising floodwaters and massive power outages are even keeping people in cities like North Myrtle Beach inside to ride out the rest of the storm. With the eye of the storm hovering over the Carolinas, Horry County, South Carolina is bracing for what will be one of the rainiest weekends in its history. This evening, we watch cars and trucks attempt to wade through rising waters on Ocean Avenue in North Myrtle Beach. Our cameras were rolling as this 2-door car got stuck in the floodwaters. Thankfully, a large truck behind that car pushed the driver and the car onto dry land. Many places across the area have already seen more than 5 inches of rain today alone, with the heaviest band centered over the inland communities like Conway, South Carolina. To make matters worse, the local utility companies say some 55,000 people are without power tonight.